These are the best highlights from today's 2024 LCK Summer Split matchup.
Has been something they've been good at. They feel well drilled, you know, when it comes to early game plans, as Beryl is going to find himself in an awkward spot, stacking up the Winter's Bite here. The concussive blows do come on down, but Envy just going to get flashed on. The barrier comes in. It is going to be a 1-for-1. Both supports picking up some money. Polo getting the first blood, though. That's what he was kind of aiming for, so that the walk past the turret was going to be a bit painful.
An early dragon?
I mean, this is the bro activity that we're getting used to, all right? Well, the bros, yeah, they're proactive for the first 10 minutes, and then they get confused about what to do on the Rift. But the first 10 minutes, oh, they're nailing it. And you can see that's continuing. 200 gold lead. As now Morgan moving in, going to be able to deny at least a full take of all of these grubs. Yeah, Youngjae moving up. And there's going to be one secured by Pyoshik, but not anymore. And teleport back from Perfect. He wasn't there to actually contest this, and so that is going to be Youngjae locking down the remaining two. Continuing to pick up wins, as we now have a heal being blown towards the bottom side. Grand Entrance is going to stop Polo from being able to do too much more, but that is a lot of investment into this 2v2, as now Deft taking a fair bit of damage. Polo is going to be the focus here, as Envy is stacking this one up. Deft getting taken down solo. Next couple of autos are going to do it as the heal comes in, but it's not enough. And that is Envy and Polo picking up a kill in the 2v2.
That's Real's able to do. Regardless of what state he is in earlier, as soon as he hit his 2-item power spike. Oh boy.
Yeah, Pyoshik on a big rotation. Flash is available, but there is the quickness in. True Shot Barrage comes down as Envy is just going to get kicked away. And that Glacial Fissure did not help out at all. Deft is gifted the kill, and KT back in control bottom lane.
Summoners, Envy ends up going down. As Youngjae, yeah, should be looking for a punish opportunity here. At the very least, they're going to zone Perfect away. Fate's on his way as well. Oh, Perfect.
Yeah, I think Perfect is
staying.
He is at least flashing, but is he going to just accept his fate? That is the question, and the answer is yes. Just realizing they're not going to be able to get too much done here, as Envy moving on over to try and clear out at least these minions under the turret mid lane.
Rihanna to
crush the 1v1.
To crush the 1v1. That's just never going to be the case. It's going to come down to the team fights. I really like the denial of the grubs here. I don't know if it's actually going to work, though, as Fane and Morgan doing a really good job at denying access to the area, and Mauer Drake is taking a Youngjae's on his way.
Yep, Pyoshik is going to come back in. BDD gets over the wall, and it's a Hextech Drake. So these Hextech gates are going to be pretty dangerous here as Polo moves in.
That's going to be 4 if Yoshi can't find the smite, and we're going to be having a test.
Deft is closer than Envy, though. He does have access to the arrow. Let's see whether that is going to be utilized, whether that's going to land. 3 for 3 would be okay, but it looks like Youngjae does have control unless KT can pressure them away. Smite is up here from Pyoshik if he can get in. That is going to be secured by KT. The arrow is going to be soaked by Beryl, but he's just going to explode. That's a kill. Going over to Morgan as now Polo is going to get kidnapped, and now Morgan in as well. But Culver Meek is so valuable, and Pyoshik is trying to get out. It's just not going to work, because now it is Viego's version of Cassante chasing them down, and this is what a pick comp does. It just chases you to the end of the earth. And that is Youngjae really having a phenomenal team fight.
The chaos and Atlas, there's bounties. Yeah, that's what we're looking at right now.
It's a 4,000 gold lead. Bro are really, really far ahead.
This would be big, though. If they kill Morgan...
Yeah, he'll miss out on the wave as well. And so Morgan is pretty tanky. If it goes in, but Arrow not going to really do too much. Just going to be soaked. As now, speaking of soaked, oh dear. Perfect going to be in a little bit of trouble. Does mitigate a bunch of the CC, but he's not going to be able to mitigate death. That is going to be Fate locking that one down. And that's an inner turret in trade. And yeah, they managed to get some bounty gold, but that is not going to stop this from being a massive win for Bro.
That's the inner going down. It's a kill getting picked up as well. And KT making the misread their agony over. It's the dreaded like 20 to 35 minute win.
Yeah, it's the closing it out.
It's the lull. Problem. That they need to avoid. As long as they avoid that, they're doing wonderful.
Could have hit on the BDD. It might have been Fate with the ability to maybe lock something down, but not looking like the case. So 6,000 gold is the lead. 3 dragons to 0. He eats that CC, so that is Arrow now down for not much of a response. And Def needs to hit a few of these Qs. Does manage to get himself out, but my god, the burst damage is ridiculous. And KT, they do manage to at least get into a position to maybe challenge. But that is about it. That's the end of the Hopium. And now Fate comes on forward. Beryl looks for the quickness. Onto the LeBlanc. She takes so much damage. Pyosik tries to find her. The kick doesn't get it. And now Fate is able to teleport his way back into this fight once again. BDD over to the side. Will he be able to find a shockwave angle? That's the question. As Perfect is tanking so much in this fight. But there goes Pyosik. That is going to be the Dragon going over to Bro, and Fate has teleported in. And he is named effectively because Bro's fate is to win as soon as they have no hope of playoffs.
The poke from KT just doesn't land the same way. And then the moment that Morgan shows up, KT, you see, like, they need to retreat because otherwise the Crocodile's going to ace them.
Bro, without a care in the world.
I didn't want to believe. Oh, how wrong I was.
Well, this is one of those things. Full health, Fate coming on over. That is going to be base broken in the mid lane. Not actually pushing too hard, Bro, but they're just getting what they can with the movements that they have available to them. Not wanting to lose this without a fight, but I just don't think it's a fight that they can win as Arrow is going to connect. It's soaked by Perfect. He's probably the right target to soak it, but now they're just closing in onto KT. Deft has gone back. He's picked up maybe an item or two, but that's still inhibited down in mid, inhibited down in bot. Assessment. And Renekton, first pick, won. So I'm going to say that it's really good. Well, it hasn't won yet. Let's see whether this team fight, anything miraculous is going to happen. That kick was beautiful. That might be the start of it as Envy is going down low. He will be traded for Pyosik in here, but it's Fate with a lot of damage still and some very heavy wallets. There's the Heartbreaker forward. Deft is flashing away from Youngjae, but he's not going to be able to get anywhere because Morgan comes in and cuts down his former AD carry. That's going to be the end of the game, and Bro Levers rise up. You might be out of playoff contention, but you can still blue shell these teams that are still in the running. Nexus goes down, and Bros, obviously, take game one.
You have a wonderful dive comp with a lot of upfront burst. And the OK Membro comp, I think, is fine, but it's the same issue. You're counted in top lane, you're counted in mid lane.
No, definitely has not, in fact, because I can see that it's for us in the secondary. Very sad, but that's okay. KT have a slight gold advantage. It is going to be some grubs picked up on top of it, but the Bros getting to work on the Dragons. And it's going to be what they're taking down. Perfect. With a whole massive minion wave here. Morgan misses out on a cannon and a melee, but because it's a cannon wave, he does actually manage to walk back to lane relatively unscathed. It's a 20 CS advantage, Perfect playing the lane to be expected, but also very well. You know, you have to credit a player for being able to utilize a counter pick, or well, I mean, it wasn't a counter pick, it was a first pick, just an overpowered pick, I guess.
A little bit because of the power of some of the picks right now. Is Pyosik maybe in trouble?
Yeah, wants to try and get out of here, but there's an all-out from Morgan. And Nature's Grasp comes in, flash, and then the Vault Breaker. Beryl is in position. Can taunt them up if he needs to, but he might be sacrificing himself if he does so. The flash forward from Morgan. There's the Shadow Dash, but Hepa Pole will result in first blood going over to Fate with a cheeky rocket from downtown. And then loads of plates going on over to KT here.
It's not his fault, like, it's just your Cassante.
Yeah.
So it's not that much you can do, and he does know this is happening, and he doesn't have flash. Does have reinforcements on the way.
Yeah, Plasma's stacked up, but his health bar is so low. Great Vault Breaker there from Pyosik just to make sure that he's definitely not going anywhere. Had a slight draft advantage in game number one. Not being able to quite utilize the Ezreal power, though, and thus just sort of fell down to a much more high-tempo draft from Bro. This time around, KT have a way better draft, and they also have the high-tempo draft. And oh my god, Envy has to use his barrier just to eat through the equalizer, but it doesn't get a whole lot of value. And Pyosik is just dead again.
It's not a great day for Pyosik, Atlas.
It is not. It's also not a great day for KT's 5v5s.
Yeah, they have looked a little bit dicey. And we talk a lot about KT, and I still think they're in a really good spot as Envy. And getting the early Dragon, they can give up a good amount. There also might be a Chemtech here, which I think Chemtech, especially with Ivern coming back, we have actually seen increased value. And
now towards this bottom side, Perfect just left alone. to crush down this turret, and that should be all plates going over to KT in the top lane and first turret blood. That is very, very dangerous. There are a lot of members invested towards this bottom side for Bro as well, as we can see Youngjae and Polo in position.
As well as Sorkpan boots, which we're going to be very happy about, obviously.
Yep. Beryl just standing around. That is a teleport in towards this bottom lane. Stand United going to be utilized once again, but they're going to try and blow up BDD as best they can. The culling onto Polo, though, and BDD not even dead yet. He finds a few autos. That's a double for KT in the bottom lane. Perfect taking a lot of damage. They do manage to take him out here as Beryl doesn't have damage himself. That's the Shadow Dash flash, and that was a weird thing to do, but it's fine because KT are also taking out a turret mid and probably the inner as well.
Looks good for a second there for Brion, but KT with the map play still get the better end of that trade. Still a little bit dicey there initially, but that's the power of the Shen support. You can be at any point of the map at any given time very aggressively. If like Envy maybe hits a W a little bit earlier, there's perfect.
Yeah, nice headbutt back onto Perfect, who's being thrown around like a ragdoll. The Flame Spitter still getting a fair bit of work done, but Polo just soaks it up, and he'll be A-OK. They are punishing the Rumble here as he tries to get that juicy wave topside.
The gold lead is still there for KT, and they're gonna get this this bot side outer as well, but Brion are trading up now slowly and steadily, and we're currently looking at a fed Fade and a fed Envy and 2 fed carries. When there's a Locket, it's definitely going to be something that's kind of tough to deal with. Envy.
Well, yeah, that is Cease and Desist once again coming in, and Envy going to have to flash. Beryl not finding the Shadow Dash there.
This Drake, so I don't think it's the end of the world, but they're not really getting anything out of investing a teleport. If you can like turn that shoved wave into some side lane pressure and then rotate over quickly, I think that could have been an angle, but you have Youngjae with his ultimate. Could be big as Palu.
Oh dear. He just Hex flashed over. That is going to be a lot of damage onto the cow as the culling is blocked by Fate there a little bit. As Voidseeker could have killed him. Did have the Unbreakable Will running, so it might not have been a full death, but 22 minutes is something that they're really strong enough for. As now Pyosik has found a Cease and Desist into the backline. There is a great equalizer this time around, but Youngjae gets on top of Perfect. Stance United invested onto the Rumble, and no one actually dead just yet. BDD dashing forward, but punished immediately, and they will be able to stay out of trouble. But this is going to be Bro taking down this outer turret. The Dragon is secured in trade for that one. So KT now is sole point.
I think at least you try and force a summon. It's a summoner. There we go. They're doing it. They're starting it.
They see BDD on vision and they immediately start up the Baron. We can see KT has no idea what's going on. They will now invest the Scryer.
All right.
As now the teleport comes in. Yep.
Should probably dip Brion, but they're not gonna. They're using the Maokai ult.
Yeah, Perfect is going to come in as well. Gets a lot of damage, but it's still the Maokai that's able to lock down the Baron. Morgan is going to go all out, but he's now all out of the fight. If he's just the one sacrifice, though, that is very high value. The rest of Bro, they're not going to be able to make it all the way out just yet, though, as Dev, he wants the Killer Instinct in. He's able to deliver a Shen as well. And Polu, he'll be taken out also. 3 Barons for 2. Maybe you just take that. Maybe that's just fine.
Yeah, it was right in front of us all along.
We knew. It's all about wildlife conservation.
We're going to
But not Nexus conservation or turret conservation.
Okay,
they will definitely be taking those down.
Brion, you need to push hard. BDD doesn't have TP.
Yeah.
You need to keep going.
And they are going to look to do that. Equalizer can be invested in this wave.
That's
it's not going to be enough. Yeah, Inhib's going to go down. And BDD is still coming back. Ocean Soul on the table as Morgan goes forward aggressively. Utilizing that W, there's an equalizer thrown in, and he also gets CC. That's a lot of damage onto Morgan. No teleport to bring him back into a fight. Is now Perfect. He has him in the banana brush, and there's the equalizer, but he hesitated for just that little bit. And that equalizer is not going to get the value that it really wanted. Pyosik is diving in to that backline as BDD is layering all the damage. They take down Depth, but at what cost is BDD? He's also executed from this one. The only damage left is Perfect, who wants to turn it onto Envy, and he is still very, very big. But is he big enough to try and take these guys down? He has no flash. He is not getting out, and Morgan's going to get a triple kill. Of Giga Bro Leaf coming through from Dagon here. It's fantastic to see. they might be the favorites for getting to playoffs, but that's only because it's impossible for Bro to get to the playoffs. 3,000 gold is almost the lead for KT right now.
Maokai, like, if you're on the objective first, approaching is really, really tough.
Yeah, well, Beryl is going to find a Shadow Dash onto Morgan in that front line. The culling comes down. They keep the Baron leashed as Deft is in trouble. He's just singled out and obliterated. This equalizer is a little bit better, but Envy is still alive. That Mora Malmortius doing absolute wonders. And KT are being torn to shreds. The Bramble comes down and smashes them, but BDD, he's dancing around the fight. It's now a 1v1, BDD versus Morgan and Fate. He'll come in so late to the fight after TPing back, and he will end the hopes for KT.
He's gonna shred for this in seconds.
And you might count out Bro when they are still within a shot of the playoffs, but once they are eliminated, once all of that pressure is removed, this is the scariest team in the LCK.
Look at that.
That's
an arm
pretty
guard.
decent arm guard position.
Oh, Yoshi, anywhere near the pit, he has the blast cone.
And he doesn't actually use it to get over the wall. That is going to be the Baron secured here by Bro. They then dive on top of the Lucian, who is in just straight up the wrong position. Morgan is looking for Deft as he's just supercharging away. It is now a 5 versus 4 in favor of Bro. They have the Baron. They have inhibitor turrets removed.
Take the inhibs, Bro. You can do it.
I reckon they could just probably follow some minions there. They're pretty tough and strong minions now.
They could, Atlas, but they're going to do this textbook. We're not taking any risks. Everyone to the top lane. Yoshi pulling the wave, trying to deny, but there's a top wave.
And Equalizer is up and available, but these are Baron buff minions. I don't know whether that's going to stop any of them from just marching towards the Nexus. 2 inhibs now down Bro, just with some time on these Nexus turrets. And did you predict it? Did you know what was happening? Bro taking down KT. As Beryl, he'll be cut up where he stands. Poet will die, but he doesn't mind about that one. Deft is on the fountain, nothing he can do. And the Nexus will go. Bro, 2-0 KT.
These are the best highlights from today's 2024 LCK Summer Split matchup.
So as soon as they see 2 people here, I wouldn't be surprised if Meow just immediately TPs.
Dudu might just die though. The Ignite's ticking, he's still going to flash, and he's going to die. It's a 1-for-1 trade though in the end. Both of the supports picking up kills, but now Bulldog, he's making his way in. The immediate teleport back from Dudu as Andal. That crashdown was actually fantastic, and Mihail, he's going to just explode. Goomba stomped by Bulldog. And now he can head back to the mid lane.
Teams that you would expect to win a lot, but the fact that Sponge, for example, also got a win on it. I think that was the 0-3 Nidalee that just got some stuff. It was very funny. And by stuff, I mean dragons.
Yeah.
But do note, like, Vital this is a pretty snowbally draft here from Kwangdong.
Yeah, it feels like Kwangdong have just done the fundamentals a whole bunch better in this game. I think that Nongshim is not quite able to tick all the boxes, as it were. There's going to be a grub going over to Cuz. He'll be able to at least collect one of them here. That is going to be taken down. There we go. That is 1 grub. 3 picked up for Nongshim, which is a little bit weird. That's all right. Bulldog in some trouble, but so is Mihail, who does get a stun off. There is a flash, but I think he's still dead. Steadfast Presence comes down. Mihail! Oh, he keeps himself alive, but there's the auto attack, and Cuz is able to lock it up in the end. Emperor's Divide did come through. Andal is dead in the mid lane, but I think the Kwangdong Freaks probably still kind of psyched about how the state of the game is resting. So thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be back for another team fight in about 5 seconds' time. As Andal looking to try and get into position, but there is cease and desist. Maybe he's gone too far. He has immediately been taken down as now Leaper in a bit of trouble. Cuz somehow takes the dragon. Not sure about that one as now Leaper creating some space. Fisher in trouble as well. He's going down low. Sylvie just getting kited. Can't really do anything, and Leaper happily following after.
Ana and Nidalee, they literally just auto you down, and the heal comes through. It's very hard to actually play out. As right now, it looks like it might be 3
I'm very confused because it was 3-1 earlier.
Yeah, no, that was an oopsie because that was the first rotation was 2 to Sylvie, 1 to.
Yeah.
No,
I
I saw
2-1.
that as well.
I was like,
don't worry.
What time is it? My brain is really struggling to comprehend
Atlas.
this.
It's
Was
Drift.
there a fourth? It's Drift. Oh my god.
Drift. Immediately got it.
Wait, does that mean that we... Oh.
Field dive, or the field swap rather, didn't really do what Nongshim were hoping for.
Well, Fisher is looking for it, and Leaper is just going to go down. Grand Entrance is fantastic with the Magnet Storm. It does come in, it's just not enough to save the 80 carry, and Nongshim even out the scoreline. Well, they also could just do both, maybe.
Huh.
As, okay, at least Bulldog is going to back away from the top outer turret. The Kwangdong Freaks definitely going to be able to take Shelly. As Cuz will just pull it out of the pit and take her down. So that is going to be some more drifting on the Drift Rift, but it's Shelly this time around. Everyone can drift when you're on the Drift Rift.
That really is kind of the hope Zeri carries as Bulldog.
Yeah, there's the Vault Breaker flash. They throw everything at the Tristana, and she is going to go down. Dudu teleported in, but he is not going to be able to save the Trist because she died in a blink of an eye and only CC'd from 100 to 0.
That's actually quite clean. Now the question is, have they invested too much? Again, free ultimates thrown into this, and Nongshim, you got to get the Dragon out of this. Just getting that kill was not enough.
And now Jiwoo needs to make it back to his team as well. Shelly comes in, manages to take down the outer turret in mid lane, and I think Kwangdong Freaks can still kind of be okay with this, but they do not want to be okay with it. There goes the jungler. Cuz is able to move in. The Keeper's Verdict is so powerful, man, as now Mihail, he throws down the ulti, but unfortunately Sylvie can't get back. The flash forward, but the immediate denial, the crash down was so good. Vitals destroyed. Bulldog had just teleported in after exiting the death chamber, and now he's just taking names. Spears are landing left, right, and center. And Cuz, I think, is going to go up to 7-0.
Yeah, you and I were both Nongshim predictors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in this game one, it's not looking good.
Yep, the arrow is going to connect onto Vital, and he is very dead. So as we say that, our fears are confirmed.
I think this game you kind of, we probably wrote off already.
You know, they have in the past made mistakes before, but even this, like, it's going to have to be like a really colossal mistake.
Oh, that's not happening this one, Atlas.
Yeah.
No, I'm very, very confident, and I know that you of all people can warn me about you shouldn't be too overconfident when there's a Nidalee involved, but
Steadfastly presented to the lane.
they have Nash. So
Wait,
I guess they
Sylvie shows himself and will get heroically charged into this wall. There is the Drake being started by Nongshim. Dudu on a flank angle. I've seen this one before. He does the press R helicopter thing, and then someone says goodbye. Let's see whether Dudu can actually find the optimal target. Sylvie gonna need some swift footwork as the spears aren't necessarily landing, but Andal, he's trying to opt in for this. Finds a Magnet Storm onto a couple as Cuz dives forward, goes golden there as well, and these red health bars are getting torn apart, but no! The turnaround from Fisher, he finds the shove! They take down Leaper at least, but I think these wallets are just that little too hefty, and Vital just has to watch as all of his carries get destroyed. A triple kill for Cuz, 7-0-4 on the Nidalee.
If that fight happened when they were like 3k gold up, that was a win. That was a win right there, Atlas, but instead, it's just enough. There's not enough stats.
For his work, you gotta create the tension. Otherwise, what's the point?
Accepting that this was not one of those type of movies, but it's a best of 3. There's still game 2.
Yeah, you never know whether
we can dream.
The Empire Strikes Back turns into Return of the Jedi, you know, as Sylvie almost just straight up dies to Bulldog, just right-clicking him a bunch of times. All right, Nongshim, you know, with the bro victory, it really does lift the spirits, and now the arrow is going to connect onto Sylvie. His spirits are going to be drifting away as he is placed into the death chamber quite gently here by the Kwangdong Freaks, who are looking to just slowly but surely move us towards a game number 2 in pretty clinical fashion. 15,000 gold the lead, and Andal just wandering over to make sure that Bulldog is just okay. And Nongshim with only 2 more turrets left remaining very, very soon. One's on their Nexus, and a flash forward from Andal. That spear was gorgeous from Cuz as well. That's a great target to be selecting. Oh, the double knock-up with the Keeper's Verdict. And the Buster Shot will be able to find that kill onto Fisher there as well. And now Kwangdong Freaks, only Mihail and Jiwoo to look out for, and Sylvie, I guess, who's making his way up the fountain now. That is going to be the kill onto Cuz, so they at least do get rid of the legendary Nidalee. But that's not going to save the game. They just need to put a few autos into this Nexus And that is the best 50 gold that you can get in this game. And Kwangdong Freaks, not sure whether they're officially back, but this is a great step in that direction.
I think Kai'Sa works wonders in this type of composition. I think Kai'Sa is good into Zeri, so it makes sense. But we both know what we want at Atlas. Yeah, I do think that's one of those scenarios where we do have a couple of very...
Is Bulldog just dead? There's the flash. Oh, the minion almost took him down. Wasn't quite enough. He went down to about 10 health.
Actually at the ready to root him up. Wasn't the case. As we're going back in.
Fisher is going to get knocked off. Andil, that was gorgeous! And they'll take first blood. Bulldog still not investing anything outside of his teleport to get himself back to lane from before.
I mean, Dudu was also always gonna TP, but might open up a possibility for a proxy here again for Miha.
Yeah, I think Jiwoo saw that Cuz was coming over, but he's still just gonna flash in with the twisted advance. Bramble Smash comes down. Andil going to be able to help lock down the kill for Leaper. He takes a lot of damage from that turret shot, but that is still 2-0 here for the Kwangdong Freaks.
Lane for Nongshim there too, even with double summoners invested, ends up going down. And again, like in last game, Dudu is just fine.
Yeah.
Like, he's not diveable whatsoever. There's still level 6 Xante. So all that Nongshim will get for their bot side troubles is free grubs, which again, Dragon for grubs is a trait, that's fine. Completely fine here for Kwangdong, so they're not going to be too bothered.
When it comes to farm, just some Zyra things here. Is Vital going to get knocked up? Oh dear, there's an ulti out of Leaper. He thinks that it's time as Jiwoo wants to try and protect his support. Alright, he's going back in. Good stun onto Andil, and there is the last auto. That's going to get the first kill over to Nongshim, as now Kwangdong Freaks are going to turn Mihail into a handbag, and there is the turret to help out. Cuz is going to grab the kill. That is now 4-1 for Kwangdong Freaks.
Oh, Cuz, how to play and where to make your impact, but you need to. Like, one of the big advantages is that you have so much extra free time as Bulldog.
He's coming in. That is going to be the grasping roots connecting, but when you strangle thorns like that, you're going to get a flash, but you're not going to activate the plants, which is a bit sad.
Might have a 5v5 on our hands here, so for Nongshim.
All right, there's the Nature's Grasp. Sylvie and Fisher need to be a little careful, but they're a little bit out of range here. You can see Rocket actually connecting for some good damage out of this Corki, because gets full positional advantage. Sylvie gonna have to walk on over through a lot of bad guys. His first grub is going to be taken here by the Kwangdong Freaks. Ulti through from Leaper as Vital finds the backline, but he's also gonna find his death, but not before Leaper goes down, surely, as he does get taken out. Cuz now looking to take care of Jiwoo as he takes the blast cone with him. Vital now at about 100 health, so he's not going to be able to save Jiwoo, who's going to be the first one to go down in the second half of this fight as Dudu looks for the Q, doesn't get there. That is going to be 4 grubs though, locked down by Nongshim. That's certainly a decent move as Kwangdong Freaks Mihail slice and dice and acting all cool, but he's still going to explode. Not outside of the school, and that part of the quote does not quite work out, but still, that is going to be another one over to Kwangdong Freaks. And all right, grasping roots connecting here, and Bulldog, you did not need to die. As, oh, yeah, okay, there it is. Sylvie able to lock that one up with a Q. Very nicely done.
There'll be an opportunity for Nongshim to contest this dragon, but it's just the second dragon, and maybe, just maybe, we get Swift Rift coming right up.
Oh, I really
Come on, come on.
Okay, Chemtech down, and we got Swift Rift, we did it! Oh my god, you guys didn't see it, but we high-fived because we were so happy that we got Drift Rift into Swift Rift. This is like, what a time to be alive.
That's great.
And then Leandries, baby.
Yeah, I use Fed, so he has a bit more leeway with what he does, but still.
And no one does magic damage, so he's kind of the only one in charge of that.
Yeah, I know.
The vicinity.
He's learned.
Yeah, but that just means that they take down the turret. That is going to be first turret blood going over to a Tristana, gets all of that local gold from Bulldog, and that is going to mean that Mihail is going to be a little bit worse for wear. Battle Dance from Andil gets him out of the way. As now Cuz, he presses the button and he will send himself in. That's a decent Stranglethorns, but the knockup is only on to Cuz this time. Flash forward to try and lock down Sylvie's. Jiwoo is going to see to this one as well. Vital going down very low. He'll be taken out. A grand entrance is gorgeous onto Sylvie, who does get into the brush. It's a little bit frustrating. He's going down low. Indeed, the Swift Rift paying off. As now Jiwoo may have overextended his, does have to flash as the Void Seeker comes out. And it is, I believe, a pretty even trade in the end.
And I understand, Nongshim, they don't want to give this dragon. They might have to.
Yeah, Cuz moving over, Dudu looking to try and find Leaper here, Fisher here, and they will be able to pick it up. That's another ulti from Cuz and another kill. This one going over to Leaper this time around. Lane Mihail has to deal with some, you know, just cleaning up on the top side. And Nongshim just slowly but surely falling even further behind.
You already see Fisher, I think, struggling today. We have Calyx come in a little bit, and previously I think Fisher's Corki has looked perfectly adequate, but already feels like a bit of a sore point this time around. Not able to have the impact that ideally we'd like to see for this Corki. And like falling behind in the 1v1 is one thing, but getting caught there, like that was not an unwinnable scenario, as we do have a lot of people on the way here. Fired a buster shot at the Crocodile.
Well, now he's going in as Mihail is in so much trouble. There's the grand entrance, and Mihail is dead, guys. There is going to be a Ravenous Hunter. Is okay, Bulldog able to get himself out, but that is not going to be handled with such luck. So Nongshim, oh man, all right, the handbag bait coming through and coming up clutch. Really nicely done. Is actually going to get a charge. I thought it was going to look like a little bit of a sad Shelly moment, but not actually in the end, and they will be able to take down the outer turret in mid lane. Sylvie might be able to at least steal a blue.
Team, because if you're a little bit further back, Sylvie's ult in that choke point, complete the turret and does
Oh, Andil is just always there, man! He is always there, ready to catch out the Croc.
Those side lane deaths don't even provide any value. Like, ideally, it's not the end of the world, it's Andil.
Yeah, he was trying to do some sneaky stuff yet again. This time he's going to get punished for it. Bit of a caster curse, I apologize. Maybe that's on me.
Unlike a previous game, yes, there's a bounty, which Fisher will pick up one of right now. But I do think that this is one of the souls, as good as it is, where you could theoretically still win if you get a really good fight. Take a bit of a slumber. It happens to the best player when they're on a team that just
I mean, there was some Cuz hibernation as well.
Yeah.
As he's not hibernating now. He is twistedly advancing forward and just dead. Vital is possibly going to... Okay, never mind. Jiwoo gets into the backline. Bulldog just explodes. Andil in trouble, but he's now able to grand exit. And Leaper, it's on you, brother. As Nongshim have everyone alive. They don't have a lot of health bars, but they've got a pretty healthy Renekton.
Should be Drake. I don't know if you... Oh, God. They're just going to Nash.
Are we?
Ooh, that's dicey.
That is definitely very dangerous. Is all right. Vital does have that Eclipse back up again.
They do have Kaisa as well as Zyra.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They are going to get a Baron.
Did I do that?
You might have just discovered that you are way too powerful, Chronicler.
Well, they get Soul, so...
Baron for Cloud Soul. The swiftest soul on the Rift. I'd say not worth if you're Nongshim, but that's fine. Going. Jonas Strong's like, wait, you're really going to chase this far? Nongshim are taking an inner turret. Vital is possibly dead. Blast Cone's back. Not exactly optimal, but Jiwoo can get over here with the Killer Instinct, but he's the only one that's going to have that level of mobility. Cuz looking to stop some backs here. Does get a smite off as Jiwoo still in the brush. Cuz is just dead though, guys. As Mihail is fighting Bulldog in melee range, that is certainly good for him. Leaper's going to be grabbing a kill. Oh dear, the Yakety Sacks are going to need to go, and Leaper, oh my goodness! That's some kills for the Zeri. 5-1 and 3 now, and where are the Barons? Where are the Barons? Sylvie has one, Mihail, he has one.
So I think you could have just tried to play for those.
All right, Bulldog, what? Whoa. Oh, okay, he just gets the shield. He's just fine. Don't even worry about it. All right, this one is the purple worm flip. Let's see how this one's going to go. First, it will be Cuz taking down the Rift Scuttler.
They're half health.
The Baron's getting a lot of work done. Yeah.
Oh, Bulldog. No.
Wait, is he just going to go on solo Elder?
Yeah, he's trying. Oh my God. They need to engage.
And Nongshim, they have no idea, and they're not being decisive enough to actually start this one off.
Oh my God. Wait,
oh no.
TP, though. But it doesn't matter, he's just gonna get it.
Yeah, he's just gonna get Elder, guys.
Vital, go!
Oh, they have to go in, they have to do it. He's not even losing health, who even cares? Oh, the Nature's Grasp! And they're like, we don't know where Bulldog is. He could be anywhere. He could be even taking the Elder. And they're still going to go for the fight, the all-out onto the jungler. They take down Sylvie. Vital doing what he's always been doing so far this series, which is wandering around trying to buy space. And Kwangdong Freaks just went from being in a relatively close game to utterly crushing them. And the burn, and there goes the dragon. Oh man, that was gorgeous. All really sad, depending on which perspective you're observing this one from. But I tell you what, Kwangdong Freaks, they're like if there's ever a day to argue how back they are being in a positive direction, this would be a good day to do it.
Man, imagine having to defend that point of view, Atlas, as Kwangdong take a decisive 2-0 here.
These were some of the best highlights from today's 2024 LCK Summer Split matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.